Open the doors. It's time for C2K. This is an NFL show like no other here in Los Angeles, baby. On tap, the Chargers in a battle for supremacy in the AFC. We'll have a live report from SoFi. Plus, are the Eagles pretenders or contenders? How the 40-year-olds are feeling after the icy hot bowl, and why my crystal ball says the Cowboys are going down again. This is Countdown to Kickoff. Let's go.
Sports Central presents Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Come on in. Welcome to Countdown to Kickoff. It's your boy, Darren Haynes. Week 7 is here, baby, and we have so many games to break down. And check out Chiefs Patrick Mahomes and Big Red walking into Arrowhead to take on the Raiders. How about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles? They have a tough test against Minnesota. The same goes for the Bolts, though. It's a battle between two of the top teams in the AFC this afternoon right here on CBS. Chargers against the Colts. Now, these are the only two teams in the AFC that are 4-0 against conference opponents. So best believe this matchup has possible playoff implications. This is also the first time Justin Herbert will face his former offensive coordinator and Colts head coach, Shane Steichen.
It was really fun with him. You know, he's so smart and such a great coach, leader, friend, and you know, there's no surprise why they're doing so well. You know, he's such a great coach, and definitely enjoyed our time with him. You know, I learned a lot from him. Wish I had more time to learn from him, just how smart he was. But I wish him nothing but the best.
I spent 9 years of my career there and got a ton of respect from the top down. Dean Spanos, John Spanos, AG Spanos give me an opportunity in this league. So I really appreciate them. A talented football team all around. Starts with our quarterback. Again, had a chance to be around him. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. He can make all the throws. Very intelligent, gets them in and out of the right plays. So we got to be on it this week with him.
Okay. On the defensive side, the Chargers defense has taken a step back in the last 2 weeks. I mean, peep this, people. They're allowing almost 10 more points per game. They're giving up 94 more yards per game than the first 4 weeks and over 30% more touchdowns inside the red zone. The Bolts offense had to save the day against the Dolphins last week after the defense gave up 14 points in the fourth quarter.
It's disappointing, bro, the way we didn't finish last week. You know, like, we love our offense, but as a defense, we like to hold our own. Like, we like to come out and make the play. So, but it's complimentary football. They had our back last week, and we're going to make sure we come out this week and we hold our own this week.
So here's a number you need to know. The number 1. Jonathan Taylor is one of one, people. This season, the Colts running back sits number 1 in rushing yards, number 1 in rushing TDs, number 1 in rushing first downs. I mean, you notice a theme here? He's also number 1 in yards after contact. I can see why the Colts average over 32 points per game. Also number 1 in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor is the number 1 running back in the league. Yeah, I said it. And the Chargers have to find a way to stop it. That's why number 1 is my number you need to know.
MVP caliber running back that we're going against, man. One of the top backs. Got a lot of respect for him. And I can't wait to go compete against him, honestly.
It's going to be a big challenge to get them slowed down. I don't know if you can really stop them, but you know, slow them down would be get some stops when we can, and that's the challenge. You know, they're really good run game, pass game, and Sean Steichen's done a great job.
All right, now let's bring in my man Chris Hayre. He's at SoFi for the Bolts game. And Chris, I heard there's going to be a lot of star power there today, my man.
A lot of star power. It's not us. We are maybe the first ones here, but best believe that this place is going to be packed with not only fans, but a ton of alumni. And Darren, you laid out the stakes. The winner of this game going to be 5-0 in the AFC. What a better backdrop for this than to have all your alumni here. A lot of Chargers alums in town this weekend. There was a golf tournament on Friday, and I think maybe the headliner outside the game is the halftime show. Antonio Gates, who was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this summer, is going to get his Hall of Fame Ring of Excellence at halftime. So fans that didn't have a chance to go out to Canton to celebrate Antonio get to celebrate him at halftime today.
I love that, Chris. A lot of star power, including Gates. So now we'll go from star power to Charger power. Well, what's your reaction when you saw the new field design? It looks nice.
You know what? My reaction was jaw-dropping. I'm going to get out of the way so I can get your reaction, Darren. Look at these end zones. This is an ode to the Air Coryell San Diego Chargers of the late 70s and early 80s. So you're going to see the sunshine gold uniforms today. All of the graphics are amazing. As you can hear, they're doing like an in-game rehearsal right now. But you're going to see Charger Power themed afternoon. And I tell you what, if the Chargers are going to win this game, you talk about Charger Power and Air Coryell. This may be an opportunity for Justin Herbert, if they can protect him, Darren, to air it out against this beat-up Colts secondary. And you mentioned the defense. What a big boost. If you're going to stop Jonathan Taylor, it's great to have Denzel Perryman and Khalil Mack activated. Now, we will see if they are officially active for the game 90 minutes out, but it looks good that both 52 and DP alongside Deion Henley will be in the lineup to stop Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, we definitely need those defensive guys in the lineup. The Chargers, they've won 3 of their last 4 at home against the Colts. Let's see what happens today. Good stuff out there, Chris.
Mahomes got it for Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. Lions offside. Mahomes keeps it, scores it. Touchdown. Mahomes searching, cuts across with a touchdown. Kansas City gets the victory.
Oh, after their worst start in 11 seasons, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs look like true championship contenders again in last Sunday's win over the Lions. Mahomes will look to keep that rolling this week against the Las Vegas Raiders, a team he has dominated in his career. Check it out. Mahomes is 12-2 in 14 career games against the Raiders. He's thrown for over 4,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions. Shoot, my man also has 274 yards and 2 TDs on the ground. But wait, there's more. Mahomes has thrown for at least 4 touchdowns 4 different times against the Raiders. Wow, the most all time. It's safe to say Mahomes is a big fan of the rivalry.
I always said it doesn't matter if you're doing good, they're doing good, both doing bad. This game, it means more to everybody. Everybody that's playing in the game, both sides of the football, and so you have to have that mentality. It's a true rivalry game. You don't have a lot of those in the NFL, and I'm blessed to be a part of it because it really does bring out the best in both teams.
Okay, Patrick, coming up on C2K, how the Super Bowl champs' biggest strength has become their largest weakness in just a matter of months. Plus, the Cowboys are flying high with CeeDee Lamb back. But find out why I see disappointment in their future for Big D.
Countdown to Kickoff is sponsored by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times.
Welcome back to C2K. Now it's time to show some love to our elders. It's called the Icy Hot Bull. Yeah, Steelers Aaron Rodgers and Bengals Joe Flacco have a combined age of 81 years old. Rodgers is 41 and Flacco's 40. On Thursday, these two grandpas of the gridiron became the second oldest quarterback matchup of all time, behind Tom Brady and Drew Brees back in 2020. Now, this was also the first time in NFL history 2 40-year-old QBs faced off in a divisional game. Man, I know their testosterone is declining, but they went the distance with the Bengals winning 33-31 behind a 3 TD performance from Flacco.
I love doing this. I've been doing it for such a long time. When you're out there with the guys and you're doing what you want to do and you're having success and you can look in each other's eyes and just like you get that feeling, of bonding with somebody else, and just it's a lot of fun. And it's a lot more fun when that clock hits 0 and you've gotten the job done.
Now let's hop over to the NFC, where the defending champion Eagles have lost back-to-back games. Yeah, it's been a strange season for Philly, y'all. I mean, they've allowed more points than they've scored this year. Here's why. They've been outgained in each of their first 6 games for the first time in 26 years. Their offensive line, which is usually their biggest strength, has given up 18 sacks. Shoot, that's tied for 5th most in the NFL. And the running game, ranks 25th in the league. Yeah, the reigning offensive player of the year, Saquon Barkley, is averaging only 54 rushing yards per game. That's 71 fewer than last season. That's the biggest drop-off from one season to the next by the reigning rushing leader in 92 years. Yeah, I'm not making that up. Barkley rushed for fewer than 90 yards in all 6 games this year. He had just 5 such games out of 20 last season.
We just got to get back to, the conversation of what is winning football supposed to look like. it's supposed to, like, the Eagles have more points than the other team at the end. And I feel like, we lost sight of that. The city lost sight of that. And we got to get back to that because, we had a lot of things to fix, but I felt better being 4-0 rather than losing 2 in a row.
Now, Barkley and the Eagles will look to right the ship today against a Minnesota Vikings squad that's playing on American soil for the first time in almost a month. Quarterback Carson Wentz will start once again as J.J. McCarthy continues to recover from an ankle injury. Here's Wentz on playing against the team that once drafted him 2nd overall.
You look over there and I'm not even sure there's anybody on the defensive side that I played with. It just looks different. So it's another opponent. A lot of respect for those guys. There's still guys in that organization. There's a lot of good people that I still have a lot of care for and respect for. But at the same time, that feels like multiple lifetimes ago at this point.
The Dallas Cowboys will welcome the Commanders to Jerry World this afternoon. Dallas's offense ranks in the top 3 in points per game and total yards per game. Dak Prescott has looked like an MVP candidate, tossing 10 touchdowns and no interceptions in his last 3 games. George Pickens has stepped up in CeeDee Lamb's absence with the most receiving yards and touchdowns in the NFL. But now, with Lamb back, this offense is going to be downright scary.
It's electric. You got 2 playmakers like that have the range. They can beat anybody with their speed down the field, can make any 50-50 catch, can catch over 1 guy, over 2 guy, whatever it is. It just makes it fun. It makes my job a whole lot easier, and excited to see them both out there. And the best part about it is they're each other's biggest fans.
Dak is right about the offense, but look inside the crystal with me, child. I see big trouble for Big D. The spirits are clear. Dallas's defense stinks. They rank dead last in total yards and passing yards allowed per game. They also give up 30 points per game, 2nd worst in the NFL. While Jaden Daniels and the Commanders nearly averaged 30 points per game since week 3. But wait, the crystal pulses. Win-loss, 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 win-loss. Yes! The Commanders have alternated wins and losses. They lose during even weeks and win during odd. And this week is week 7, an odd week. The crystal speaks. Washington will be tough to beat. Yes, still to come, Chargers breakout running back Kimani Vidal. He talks about the transformation from practice squad to fantasy star. That's next on C2K.
Watching Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Time for this week's scratch list, baby. The Raiders will be without star tight end Brock Bowers and wide receiver Jacoby Myers. The Bears, they're happy DeAndre Swift will be back in the lineup today. Stephon Diggs, he'll play for the Patriots while Garrett Wilson is out for the Jets. Both Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall are out for the 49ers.
Vidal on 3rd down. He's got a lane. Vidal into the open field. 3rd down and 1. Play fake. Herbert to Vidal. 1st down and angling for the end zone. That's a touchdown. Kimani Vidal.
Yes, sir. The Chargers hope to get more of that. Kimani Vidal is coming off a breakout performance in Week 6. With both Najee Harris and Amarian Hampton down, the 2nd-year pro delivered in a big spot last Sunday in South Beach. Now with Jonathan Taylor on the other side today, the Chargers will need a similar performance to keep pace with the high-powered Colts. My man Chris Haynes caught up with the Bolts RB earlier this week.
Well, Kimani, typically you get in trouble if you look back in the NFL, but I think we can make an exception in your case, man. What an unbelievable performance. 138 total yards, a touchdown. Just how would you describe the day? Because you guys needed every single one of your yards to win the game.
It was just, it was a tough, resilient day. Just overall, it wasn't perfect. Offense-wise, my performance, it's just, we just came together and just try to win the game, and we did.
A game like that, when so many guys are down, from Najee to Amarian to Rashawn and Joe, and Quentin didn't play in the game, a lot of key guys on defense missing. Take me inside a locker room in a game like that when you know you need all 53 guys, even the guys who are not playing, to contribute.
It's funny because Cam literally just said after practice today, he said, it's the next man up, but on game day, you're not the next man up, you're the man. So, I think just that kind of mentality going into the game, I wanted to just do everything I could to help the team win, and just happy we came out to win.
So few people can even fathom what life is like in the NFL, the ups and downs, the grind of training camp, facing adversity, and for you to not make the initial 53, but to be called on in a spot like this where the team needs you the most, and essentially a must-win game with a season like this. Just take me through your mindset from training camp to now, and how you were able to kind of stay medium when your number was called.
I would just say, like, I knew what kind of player I was. I just wanted to showcase that. Just for me, being a younger guy in the league, I still feel like I haven't established myself. I wanted to do that for myself, and then also, like you said, it was a must-win game for us, and I think that the next game is a must-win game. So I think that's the most important thing, is that kind of mindset of just focusing on the game that's at hand.
I know for you, for as successful as you were in college to be drafted, you have a lot of confidence in yourself, but at the NFL level, to actually see it kind of be put together on Sunday, how much more confidence do you have in your ability at the NFL level?
I would really just say, like, after the first run that I broke, that's when the confidence really started to kick in. And then obviously just like over the game, when you get more and more carries, you're like, all right, like I'm in the flow of things.
Number 30 is gonna be a lot of lineups on Sunday, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Sir.
All right, good luck on Sunday.
Oh, I love that. Let's go. Okay, time for a final break. When we come back, I'll give out my fantasy picks to help you get the dub in the league. All right, welcome back to C2K. Let's check in on the Rams, who are up 21-0 over the Jags late in the third quarter over in London. The Rams are 2-2 in international games.
Today's Charbroiled Fantasy is sponsored by Carl's Jr.
Okay, so there's still time to adjust your fantasy lineups. Here's who I'm rocking with this week. Lions quarterback Jared Goff, he leads the league with 14 touchdown passes. He's thrown for a touchdown in 12 straight games, the longest streak of his career. I look for him to extend that streak on Monday night against the Bucs. At running back, I'm rolling with Commanders rookie Ja'Cory Bill Krosky Merritt. Yep. He'll run the ball against that dreadful Dallas defense I told you about earlier. Washington is averaging 151 yards on the ground, tied for the second most in the NFL. Now, if you have Rashee Rice on your team, you probably have a losing fantasy record. Almost 70% of Yahoo fantasy teams with the wide receiver are 2-4 or worse. But good news, Rice is back from suspension and ready to put up big number for KC's offense. Now, I already told you about Jared Goff, but how about his tight end, Sam Laporta? He's caught a touchdown pass in back-to-back games, and best believe he's hoping to make it 3 straight for the first time in his career tomorrow against Tampa Bay. And lastly, I got the Broncos defense, baby. Denver leads the NFL with 30 sacks through 6 games, the most by any team since the Rams back in 1988. Yeah, playing in front of a home crowd at Mile High, the Broncos will make things tough on Giants rookie quarterback Jackson Dart. Now time for my final drive. Former Jets center Nick Mangold needs your help. This week, Mangold announced that he's looking for a kidney donor with type O blood. The All-Pro says he's been battling chronic kidney disease for nearly 19 years and is undergoing dialysis. Now, Mangold says his family isn't able to donate at this time, so he's reaching out to you, the fans. So if you're able, do it for Nick or the thousands of people who live life in need and in fear. Someone did it for my family. Your donation gives a gift of life and gives someone a second chance. Take a deep breath. Football's on the way, people. That's going to do it for me on Countdown to Kickoff. Enjoy your Sunday, baby. Give me the rock. I'm out.